Here's the utility hydrant that we installed in the last video, and of course the clean out, and it's looking good. I wanted to give you a close-up of what the pitless adapter looks like down in the well casing, if I can get my camera down in there. Get the spotlight behind it so it illuminates it, and that's what she looks like. Roughly 2.5 feet below ground level. A total of 5 foot from the top of the well casing. What we're going to do next is sanitize the well. So this is a 6-inch well casing. The well depth is 305 feet down. Water level is at about 182 feet. And so I'm going to put a half a gallon of unscented bleach in several gallons of water. And we're going to pour it down the well casing to disinfect the well. Give it a stir with a clean piece of PVC. And we're going to pour it down there. Alright, so here's the pump with the first piece of pipe attached to it, and I've taped off the wire. This is going to be rather a monotonous job, putting in a stick at a time. There's going to be 3 basic change-ups during the course of installing all the pipe. The first is going to be, of course, with the pump at the very bottom of the first stick. And it's going to go through a series of sections where the wire gets taped onto it until the point where the second event will be to splice the second section of wire at the 100-foot mark, and then finally putting the interior piece of the pitless adapter on the last coupling via a pipe nipple. And so you can see that I've taped the wire at a couple of sections, and of course the top of each section, every time we put it in, is going to be this mini T-post to help handle it, to hold it, and to prevent it in the event of a failure from it dropping into the well casing. So the clamp's also going to act as a safety feature, but this is also an additional safety feature. You're going to want to use a high quality tape, so don't get your cheap Chinese tape. This here is 3M Scotch Super 88. It runs about $4 a roll, but it's got super good adhesion, good temperature rating. Chances are, if you wrap it properly, it's not going to unravel and end up with bits of electrical tape in your water. And so I've put several sections of that on the first section of pipe, and then I'll just put a couple on every 10-foot section as we go up. All we're going to do now is put the camera down, and it's just me and the wife. We're going to go ahead and manhandle this thing up over the well casing, get it set with a clamp, and then show you what it looks like, and then begin to start lowering the sections. Okay, so you can see the pump just down inside the well casing here. And as we come out on top, you can see how the clamp engages the pipe. And it's basically just a swing arm. It lifts up and opens the jaws. It allows access from the front. It allows you to speed up your installation or removal, and it's a great safety tool. It's like having an extra set of hands that doesn't get tired. It gets adjusted from the side here, and this particular model, which is a quick clamp, KWIK-KLAMP Model 1, can fit from 1 to 2 inch nominal pipe, so it opens up to about 2.5 inches. They've been load rated and load tested to about 3,000 pounds. There's an adjustment here, a fine adjustment, so that you can increase the tension as you add more weight, as you progress with the job. So it's very versatile. They're manufactured and sold by J&K Tool Incorporated, which is jktools.com, and they run about $250 plus shipping. Super tool to have. Small initial investment, something that if you treat it well will last a lifetime and will be indispensable if you're going to be doing any kind of work like this. So this is the pump just inside the well casing with a clamp that I showed you a minute ago, and you can see that it's pretty tall with the T-post safety device that just gets screwed on there hand tight on that threaded coupling at the very top. What we're going to do for the first couple of sections is manhandle it in there, which means I'm going to grab a hold of the pipe. We're going to disengage the clamp and lower it until we get it to close to where the T-post is, and then clamp it again, unscrew it, put that T-post back on another piece of pipe, put some pipe dope on the end that's going to engage in the coupling that's going to be showing here at the top, and continue with that until it gets a little bit too heavy, and then we'll start rigging it up with the electric winch. The pump weighs about 50 pounds. The wire total weighs in at about 70-75 pounds, so I'm going to say 120 pounds for that portion of the entire assembly. The pipe is a little over a half a pound a foot, and so 250 foot, you're going to add to that 120 initial pounds, another 130 pounds, so you're going to be at a total of 250 pounds for the pump, the pipe, and the wire. 250 pounds. Now if you're pulling this thing and it's full of water, the water is going to be a little bit more than the weight of the pipe. The weight of the pipe is like 0.53 pounds per foot. Water is going to be close to 0.6, so you can add another 150 pounds. So now you're going from a dry weight of 250 pounds, you're going to add 150 pounds of water weight, and you're going to have a total of about 400 pounds when this thing is wet and you have to pull it. So slightly different dynamics and approach to safety when you're doing this assembly in reverse. And besides the fact that it's going to be cold and wet, adds to some of the dangers of pulling it. But the installation is going to be fairly hazard-free as long as we employ some common sense and utilize the tools that we do have, and it shouldn't be an issue. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and set the camera down and get a couple of sticks of this into the hole, and then we'll proceed with filming a few of the points at which we thread the pipe, put the T-post, pull around, so on and so forth. So I went ahead and lowered that first section into the hole and engaged the clamp again. Of course, you can see the T-post at the top, and it's just threaded on there until it engages. We're going to go ahead and put this on the next section of pipe, dry on the coupling end, and of course the threaded pipe end that's going to engage here at the coupling, we'll go ahead and put some dope on. In addition, we're using a bleach solution to clean every single section of pipe before it goes in, to assist in keeping the well sanitary and disinfected. I'm going to go ahead and put some pipe dope on here. I decided to use pipe dope to help seal any voids in the merchant couplings, since that's a straight national pipe size thread as opposed to these fittings being tapered. That's why I'm using the pipe dope instead of tape. And in a PVC to PVC lockup, I wouldn't use anything except to bear down on it and get it to snap a couple of times, and that would be sufficient to be watertight and hold it against any sort of torque issues. Okay, so on this end, all we're going to do is just dry fit this hand tight, and we're going to do the same for every single section of pipe. Just going to spin it on there till it stops. Now we're going to stand this up, insert the threaded end that's been doped into the other coupling, and we're going to do every single section just like that until several sections it becomes too heavy to manhandle, and we'll start putting a choker on this and lowering it down with the electric winch. And of course, you want to wipe off any excess pipe dope so you don't have any unnecessary chemical exposure in your well water. You want to put a couple of inches of tape, a couple of 3 loops, so it's good and strong. want to end up over the tape nice and squarely with a clean cut. Okay, we'll go ahead and put the camera down and lower this section, tape it at the top before the next coupling, so you'll see the same event over again. Take this off and thread that onto the next piece of pipe. So what we've done is we've lowered a couple more sections in. We're going to stop here, take a break, continue on until we get to the point where we have to do a wire splice. Then we'll film that part of the process. But for the time being, we've got her on a chain fall, got her the T-post tied off to a good sturdy rope here. The clamp is engaged, so we don't have to worry about anything. We'll go ahead and cover it up until we come back and start the process over again. And then, like I said, when we get to the point where we're doing the splice, we'll go ahead and film that part and continue from there.